is up? How are you today? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are at our weekly tarot reading. So I hope you're well, guys. Sending lots of love and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to look at the energy just surrounding. It's collective energy, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, obviously welcome. I'm sure you guys know the drill. I'm sure you hear it a million times. If you are a fan favorite of the YouTube readings, like myself. All right, guys, let's get into it. Leo, Leo, Leo. Ooh, listen. I don't do reversals per se. Listen, okay, so really like taking the time to listen in. This message is coming up a lot about, needing to connect with our intuition, what our gut instincts and feelings are really telling us. This is also like listening to what people are saying to us, If sometimes, communication is challenging, right? It's also the key to all relationships, no matter what relationships they are in your life. And when we stop communicating, we stop hearing, right? Like listening. Most of communication is really listening, reflecting back to people, Yeah, I love that. Merge, union. About what, just kind of where things are at that helps the relationship grow, evolve, deepen, etc. Obviously with union, union coming into play, this does speak of obviously partnership relationship. It can be romantic. It doesn't have to be, right? This is also about like finding that harmony, finding that balance, finding the peace between the duality, the opposing forces. I think that we touched on that yesterday, right? All right, I don't want to do this yet. So, through that act of listening on all levels to yourself, your own heart, your own wants, your own needs, those that are around you, you're going to find more of that balance and peace within your relationship. And this makes a lot of sense, right, Leo? Because fire energy wants to get her done, right? Yeah, I love that. Beautiful light. What a gorgeous energy for you, Leo. Positive. It does look like really good things are coming in for you. Notice the signs. This is stuff, to me, it's very empowering, If you are single and looking to mingle, sorry, it's so cheesy. I'm so sorry. But true, right? So if you're single and you are looking for a relationship, that definitely feels like that's coming in for you. Like I said, if you're happily matched, it's more just, it can either be union of self, but also like people that we meet along the way, right? We can have those really strong connections with friends, with family members, etc. And a lot of times, we need to, like I said, listen to what's around us in order to bring life into the situation, Very abundant, though. Lots of abundance coming in. And it's from that action, like I said, of taking a step back and taking account of what is happening and what's going on. And from that approach of how can I be the best service to the situation? How can I bring in the most warmth and loving energy? I do feel you exemplify that. You make that fire energy makes people feel warm in their heart, All right, so Queen of Swords, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you could be dealing with or have that in your chart. There is this level of sneaky behavior. Tisk, guys, all swords energy. Okay, so 2 7s in a row. you know, this really talks about, do you feel like someone is sneaking around behind your back? Maybe making things look one way than what they actually are. It feels like, you know, but honestly, if I'm honest, it's coming from both ends, you know. Have you heard that phrase, like often people are two different sides of the same coins? It's that concept of mirroring energy. What we bring into our life, like, is actually within us, right? And so maybe both of you get this element of like shady behavior on either person's end. And that's where this conversation really has to come into play in order to bring more balance and harmony into that situation. But as long as it's this, well, I'm not going to reveal, I'm going to hide, I'm going to sneak around, you know, because that's what makes the most logical sense. I have to do everything myself. So, you know, this is like just a very harsh energy. And like, I am very surprised, Leo, because your overarching energy is so beautiful. There's like a lot of hope and there's a lot of potential. But it is contingent on, that makes sense, right? It's contingent on you listening, right? Taking that step back, taking a moment to really hear this other person, hear what's being said, whether that is that air sign vibe, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or just someone who is approaching the situation a little bit more rationally. Because I'm not sure that I feel like that's your energy. This is Scorpio vibes coming into play for you. So, and there's that confirmation, King of Cups. So you could be in a lot of water energy around what's happening, especially if you're going through a big change with this person. But this really is talking about you being incredibly emotional around that change, Leo. Having a hard time with it and maybe not like managing it the best. No shade to you, just honest, right? Like we all have to take that self-inventory. Like I said, because the person situation that you're dealing with is more of a Queen of Swords vibe, where it's more rational, a little bit more diplomatic. And you're like, wait, but my heart, you know, and that actually makes a lot of sense with how this energy shows up of union and life. Maybe this is someone who really brought a lot to you in your world and it is feeling painful and maybe they're not, you know, acknowledging that for you. Both of you, yeah, I finally found it. Both of you jumped the gun is what I'm hearing. You're feeling like they jumped the gun. They're feeling like you did as well. And from a place of like ignorance, not being fair to one another. This person feels like they've been faithful to you, but they don't want to give in anymore, you know? They've put up these strong, strong boundaries because, you know, yeah, it's like they, you know, I'm sorry, but there's another component of this shady energy coming into play. And, you know, obviously, energies are interchangeable. You know, you could be in the other person's shoes or in the, you know, the other side of the coin, right? With this energy of putting up these strong boundaries, feeling like, you know, I'm not vibing with this, but someone's being shady. And the devil really confirms that again, because that is our shadow self. And it's like this person having to put boundaries up because this is coming out, you know? And I'm not trying to throw shade at you if it is you, you know? or them if it's them, right? Like, we're all humans. We all do stuff. That's life. Whoop-de-doo. But, you know, that's the thing. I think it goes back to this element of listening. We need to take a step back, listen to what that other person or situation is saying to us, take it into account, reflect on our own participation, our own actions, you know, to really just like be a well-rounded person. It is stressing you out a lot, Leo. Like, I feel like you're putting a lot of time and energy into this. But like, if you are being shady about it, then you have to look at your motives. Like, maybe you need to just have a conversation, right? I mean, I'm not laughing at you. I apologize. You know, but I just laugh at, like, sometimes the things that we won't do for ourselves to help ourselves, right? Yeah. So there's our King and Queen of Swords, guys. And the King ups, and legit, the King of Swords is what's being blocked. So as long as you are functioning more out of this emotional energy, you can't be rational and diplomatic, yet the situation is actually calling you for you to be so, Leo. And the more you are, obviously, the better you match with this person and how they're approaching things. But as long as they feel, you know, like you're being Shady Pants McGee, it's like not gonna go anywhere, right? A lot of this is about communication. I think I started the video off with that. Communication is key. I also did other readings, so it could have been in there, so I apologize, but that's the first time. I like, sometimes when I read, just go up to the ethers. Not sometimes. Anywho. So, you know, I think it's understanding that, like, this, you might be taking this situation for granted. So be mindful of that by, you know, being a little bit overly emotional about it. You need to de-stress a little bit, Leo. You know, here's the thing. Like, I feel like when we're trying to play catch up, or when we have a lot on our plate, we think of ourselves, look at ourselves like we're machines. And the truth is, like, human beings are not machines. We still need to honor those cycles within, right? Taking that time for self-love, self-care. Yeah, maybe our schedule does look a little more regimented, right? Like, maybe we have to wake up earlier and go to bed on time, eat properly, get in our exercise, our morning walk, whatever it is. But the more we do those things, it actually maximizes our energy. Or like our time and our energy, sorry. It's like the dopest thing ever. You know, if you actually spend more time taking care of yourself, you have like infinite, you know, abundance of energy. I actually heard someone talk about manifesting like we are, I can't remember, it's some podcast. It's a fun one. I'm not a podcaster, but I listened to this one episode, and she was talking about how most of us are trying to operate off of like a 6% battery. And it's so true. But if we're operating at that like 80, 90, 100% battery, then that's where the manifestations just drop in. Like, you're going up to, you know, the window of fast food I don't really like, but, you know, joint, and ordering, right? You can place your order with the universe. What? Yeah, so Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. That Capricorn element comes back in with the shadow. I do feel like this person's having a hard time finding, you know, whatever has like happened between you two, this person's having a hard time finding, you know, just that harmony, that balance, because they're very focused on what makes them happy. But I feel like with that Emperor energy, like you're very focused, Leo, on making this happen. Like maybe this is the person that, you know, you really want in your life. Be mindful, guys, because there is this, like there's just a lot going on here. I feel like almost like too much happened between you two. And it's, I don't know that like this other person feels like they can come back from it, is how I'm seeing it. And I'm really sorry to say that, right? Like sometimes we have to be aware of these energies, that no matter, you know, like again, it's karma, right? Sometimes people coming into our life to show us something to learn, to grow from and through. It does look like you're trying to breathe life back into this. But I think you have your, you know, you have your work cut out for you, Leo. I'm not going to lie, because this person is kind of just looking at it more like, well, if this stuff is going on, you know, I don't know if I really want to participate. What's at the bottom? Ooh, destruction. Okay. This might shake your world up a little bit. I'm so sorry, Leo. I don't like delivering messages of ill will, but you know, I also think silver lining, it's what helps us prepare for these types of things. So really listen to like what this person is saying. Don't operate out of emotion. You know, it is going to be a little bit triggering. I'm not going to lie. That doesn't make it easy, but you know, if you feel like you're getting too worked up, just say, hey, I need to step away. Can we readdress this in a little bit? The more rational you are about this, the stronger it's going to make you. I feel like there's some resistance from this person. So be really just mindful about how you approach the situation. Listen to what they, you know, are saying. And honestly, there's potential for it to come back together and for life to be brought back into this space. You know, but I think you have to be a little bit flexible. You really have to not find this element of rigidity. And that's actually a big ask, right? Because both this King of Swords, Emperor energy can be very rigid. And it's basically asking you to be a little bit more grounded in that and not so emotional, but you still have to navigate that. Like there still has to be some emotion behind it. It's basically saying embody all these energies, but not from a place of ego, because that's going to make your case a lot harder, you know. This person might have already ended this, and that's just where they're at. It's a difficult situation, guys. I'm so sorry. Like I said, you know, I do personal readings. I would totally love to support in whatever way possible. These are not easy things. But I do hope this video helped. I hope it brought some insight and some guidance and direction just to navigate through. Yeah, sorry guys, but I am sending lots of love, lots of blessings towards that fluidity. Drop comments below if it resonated. I would love to support you in whatever way possible, whether that's just sending some blessings your way or, you know. So, all right. Thank you so much. Lots of love and light.